This is just talking about mass structure. I already did this, but this is a nice little refresh or some information on some operators, and also they use the order operations in programming. Let's do resizing shape with variable expressions.
We're back with Winston. We now have both an X and a Y variable for Winston's position. So we can move him sideways, up and down, woo! Very nice. Now let's reset these variables. They were 200 and 200 and review how this program works. So starting here, we've got an eye size variable that's being used to control the eye size because the eyes are all 40 pixels wide and 40 pixels tall. And then we have these X and Y variables, and those position the center of the face. And you can see them used in this ellipse command here that draws the big yellow circle. And then down here for the eyes, the X and Y are used again. And here, the eyes are positioned relative to the center of the face. So maybe this one is 50 pixels to the left of the center, and this one is 100 pixels to the right of the center. Okay, so pretty cool, and that's why we're able to move Winston up and down. Now, I want to be able to control more things about Winston's face with variables. So I want to figure out what else in the program we can store as variables. To do that, I'm going to go through each line of code and look for what we call hard-coded numbers. Those are numbers that are just literal numbers, not variables or dependent on variables. So let's start here in the first ellipse call. We have 300 and 300 for the width and height. Those are just literal numbers. So let's make a variable for those instead, called face size, and have it store 300. Now we'll just write face size, face size. Okay, let's keep going. We can skip colors. Now the ellipse commands are they're all variables or dependent on variables. So I'm going to leave them like this for now. And then the mouth command, those are dependent on X and Y, but these here are just literal numbers, 150 and 150. So we're going to say mouth size, that's a good name, equals 150. We'll replace this with mouth size and mouth size. All right, so now we have the sizes of the shapes stored as variables at the top. That means that it's really easy for us to change the sizes like this, like, woo, Winston's hungry. And then Winston's get hungry and then he eats lots of donuts and then he gets super big. All right. But there's something I don't like about the program right now. So, if I make the face size really small, it starts to look funny because the eyes and the mouth are sticking out of the face, and at certain points it doesn't even really look like they're connected to that face, or it's not really even a face anymore, is it? So what I really want to happen is that when I change face size, I want the eyes and the mouth, I want their size to change along with it. So if I make face size be half the size, I want the mouth to be half the size too. So that means that I want to calculate mouth size and eye size as fractions of face size. All right, so let's reset these variables and I'll show you what I mean. Let's start with mouth size. So right now, face size is 300 and mouth size is 150. So if we think about them relative to each other, we'd say that face size is twice as big as mouth size, or that mouth size is half the size of face size. And we can write that in code like this: 1/2 times face size. Okay, so this line of code says that we take the value of face size, multiply by a half, and store that in mouth size. So that if we change this here, it would figure out what half of that was, and that would become mouth size. Perfect, that's what we want. So now eye size. So face size is 300 and eye size is 40. So we need it to be 40 300ths of face size, which is really, let's see, 4 over 30, which we can simplify down to 2 over 15. So we're going to say 2 over 15 times face size. By the way, if you're new to fractions and that math is tricky for you, you can learn more about fractions on Khan Academy and come back here when you're feeling ready. Here, let me just go there. Okay, so let's try resizing the face again. Haha, check it out. The mouth and the eye resize proportionally to the face. But you probably noticed something is wrong. The eyes and the mouth are still sticking out of the face, even though they are much more appropriately sized. That is because we still have some hard-coded numbers in our ellipse commands. Some numbers that should actually be fractions of variables instead. Here, I'll show you. So for the eye ellipse, we have x minus 50 for the x position. So this means it's always x minus 50, even if we make our face size smaller than 50 pixels. And that definitely doesn't make sense, because that means that the left eye is going to be not even in the face anymore. So it should be x minus some fraction the size of our face. And we can figure out the fraction the same way. 50 relative to the original 300. So 50 over 300, 5 over 30, 1 over 6. So 1 over 6 times face size. And we see another 50 here, so we can do the same thing, same expression. Here we have 100 over 300, that's going to be 1/3 times face size. This one is 60, so that'll end up being 1/5 times face size. And here, this is another 50, so that's 1/6 again. And then 40, that's what we figured out up here, 2 over 15, so 2 over 15 times face size. All right, so let's try again. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. So good. All right, so let's review. We created this variable that stored the size of the face, and it just stores a number. Then we have these mouth size and eye size variables, and we calculate them based as fractions of face size to make sure that their values always change based on what we start this one off as. Then all of the offsets are calculated based on face size too, to make sure the position inside the face changes if face size changes. Whew. Alright, so now that we really understand how to make variables dependent on the values of other variables, we can do so much more with our programs. Let's celebrate by making Winston huge! Yeah, go Winston!
Okay, so basically what I was explaining was, in order to, you could use division and variables to help make it proportional, to decrease the size, proportional, so it's like all in one unit. It looks like all in one unit, but yeah. So basically, keynote is you really don't want raw literal numbers if there's a variable. If it's like it's like changing numbers, so usually replace that with a variable. And if you want something change in proportion, divide it by whatever value you would put for face size variable or blank variable, and make sure you use the variables. Yeah. Okay, this program draws a rectangle based on the variables W for width and H for height. So variable W equals 10, variable H is equal to 10, rectangle equals 200 pixels in width times H. Let's say we want to we want to make H dependent on W. So if we ever change the value of W, the value of H will change. So H is always 5 times as large as W. So H is bigger. So what expression would H hold? So 5 times. So H is equal to 5 times E. So H equal to 5 times W. So you got that one right there. Okay, let's say we have a program that draws a ice cream cone, a triangle with 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 ellipses on top of it. The second scoop is slightly smaller than the first, so that looks sounds important. Slightly smaller than the first, and we have 2 variables, scoop 1 and scoop 2, to keep track of the scoops, guys. That's good. Keep variables for changing numbers. If we want to make scoop 2 dependent on scoop 1, so scoop 2 is always 10 pixels smaller than scoop 1. What expression should we store? So I'm not even looking at answers. So based on this, so we want to make 2 dependent on 2. So this is the one we're gonna set equal to, or this one is gonna be dependent on this one. So this value is what we're gonna be like using plus the operator. So the scoop 2 is always 10 smaller than scoop 1. So scoop 2, so smaller is minus 10. So scoop 1, so if we were to set scoop 2 equal to this, it would be the opposite. I mean scoop 1, wait, let me read it. So the scoop 2 is always 10 smaller, so is this one. I kind of overcomplicated that. Okay, the following program draws 2 boxes, a big one and a small one. The variable big and small keep track of the sizes of 2 boxes. Variable big, We want to make small dependent on points, so they keep the same proportion. When we change the small should always be 1/10 of the size of big. What expression should small be? So to keep the portions that we need to change them. Small should always be 1/10 the size of big. Should small store. So small should equal 1/10 of big. 1/10 of big. Let's say we have a program that draws a simple face and body with ellipses, and it uses 2 variables, one for the body size and one for the face size. Alright. If we want to make the face size depend on the body size, so the face size is always 1/2 the body size, what expression should the face size variable store? So the face value should equal 1/2 the body size. So face size should always be 1/2. So body size is bigger, so it's sound like this. Right? Should always be 1/2 the body size. Yeah. In this program, the value of B is dependent upon the value of A, and the value of C is dependent upon the value of B. So when they say dependent, they mean like in order to solve this, like to find a number, you need it's dependent on this variable 4, because if you don't have that variable defined, it's nothing, like it won't compute. So when it says dependent, it means it needs this in order to find the value. Pretty much, it's dependent upon B, and print in statement prints the results of the expression that is passed to it. What would the above program print? So yes, A is 25. Okay, so B, we're looking for answer B. So B, so first we gotta find an answer to this. So A is 25, so substitute 25 divided by 5 is 5. So we got 5, and then we gotta find C. So variable C is equal what was B, which was 5 plus 35, which is 35 plus 5, which is 40. Imagine the following program that draws 2 rectangles where the variables width 1 and width 2 keep track of the widths of the rectangle, and keep track of the rectangle with the 2 rectangle, and width 2 is dependent of width 1. If we change the initial value of width 1 to 6, we will be the numeric value of the expression of width 2. So width 1, if we were to change width 1 to 6, so this is 6, so we just substitute, so variable width 2 would equal 2 times, this would be 6, which is 12, because of order operations, plus 5 is 17. Alright, nice. Now we got a challenge. We're looking at what an innocent looking bear. In this challenge, you'll see him get a little practice resizing with fractions and variables. Try changing the values of x and y. Notice the ears and nose move with the face, but the eyes don't. So notice the ears and the nose move with the face, but the eyes don't. Try changing the value of face size and notice the size of the ears change. So it's saying we need to change the x and y so it's proportion. Well, the eyes and nose are fine. Just the eyes, and same with the sizing. So where's face size? Just demonstrate. See, it's getting bigger. Everything else is proportional. It's just what was the original sizes? I don't know. But everything was proportional. It's just I think it was 2. Okay, so we just gotta make it the so the eyes are proportional. So x and y are 200, and where's the eye size? So equals 1/2 face size. So in order to make the proportion of the sizes, what they did was this times it by 1/2. So I'm feeling like we just need to do that with the eyes. So variable for me personally, I always put a underscore to separate words, even if they're like small. I think it's good practice. And we should make that equal to we're doing size, so face size. Did I do that back? No, I didn't. I guess you don't need a space, but 1/2. Okay, and we also need a variable. Let's just put this one up here. Or actually, we just need to do it by proportion. So 200 divided by. So that's 20. So let's do x times. So the value was, the goal is to equal 160 because that's what the value was in order to make proportionate. So this is base value and we got to make that into 160. So simplifies the fraction. So I got 20 divided by 16. There is a 2 in there. They're even. So we got 8 over 10, and that goes into 5 over 4. So 5 comma 4. Oh wait, 4 comma 5. The bigger value is on the bottom. Okay, and we should do. Now we do this one. So this one actually would be 24 divided by 20, and just taking out the 0, and that will be divided by 2. That would be 10 over 12, and that would be 6 over 5. So this would be x times 6 over 5. And we should do the thing for the Y. The Y looks even, so it looks like 10. Looks like 4 over 5, 2. Wait. Um, I'll just put Y. 20, which is 9 over 10. Yeah, me a dumb, but that's okay. Okay, and we should just copy this. Boom. Okay, now let's look what we have when we change our face size. See what's missing. Okay, something's not right, so it's problem solved. Oh. Oh, I didn't put in the eye size. Actually, eye size, so 20 be 110, so whoa. But now let's try this. Now what I did was I just found the value, or this value, and I noticed that value set out was 1/10 of the base value, which is face size. And let's see what this looks like. So now all we gotta do is get it to shift more, I guess. We're messing up on the X and Y, so we messed up somewhere in the X and Y. Next step, you improve so the size changes with the face. If you look at the ellipse segment from the eyes, you could ellipse segment from the eyes. Size. If you look at the ellipse for the eyes, you can see the width and height, third and fourth. It was 1/8. Okay, I did the fractions wrong, I guess. So if we look at the segment, you can see the width and the height for the third perimeter is set at 20. Originally, before you played it with it, I was at 160. That's why the numbers were a little messed up. So the face size was 160, so okay, so we need to change this to 1/8, and that looks good. Currently, so make the left eye follow the face left and right. So currently, when you change the X variable, the face moves left and right, and the left eye just stays in the same. In this step, you'll fix the code in the face of that left eye. So when the face moves, so make it coordinated. We'll fix this. So if you look at the lips in the left eye, you could see that the X coordinate, so left coordinate was 160. Originally, before you played with it, around with it, the X value started off at 200. So they keep the offset between the left eye. So basically, what I did, I did the right step. Just I didn't do the numbers right. So 160 divided by 200. I think it's 5/4. Or wait, 20/6, 8. Yeah. Alright. Oh, it just wants okay. So we're subtracting the face size. So the X of the face starts off at 200. So 200s, I get that. Okay, I kind of get this. So we just need a minus. Make this 1/4. So what we're doing is having about 200 place value for the extra and minus it by the full face. Don't really get that stuff. I'm gonna be honest. Currently when you change the X, we're just doing it for make the right eye fall. I think we're just doing the same thing. We're just having a plus because it's on the right side. Yeah. My problem was doing it this way. We didn't have face size as the like I just took off 200 or the thing. I didn't account for the face size because this should like change everything, like the whole size, and I just did it on the Y coordinate, which was not the move. I kind of get that now. Okay, so what we're doing now, so make the eyes fall up and down. So I think I got this. I don't know what the values were, but it's Y. Which one's it's Y plus or minus? Let's try one. So we got face size, and we're gonna times it by. So face size was 160. This was. So if you look at, you can see the Y coordinate is 180. So 180. That'd be 9. That'd be 8. Right. So. Oh wait, that's the second parameter. This is 1/8. Oh, it just wants to. Oh, I see on the top right there. Is that what it wants? Just want to do it for that one too. Face size. Oh, forgot the capital. There we go. Now we have done all the hard work to play around with the X and Y. It wants me to prove that, just make sure the, so now that you've done all your work, what does it want me to do? Just move it? Okay. Just to show that it'll work, I was basically testing it. So what we learned is, what I didn't do was take in consideration of just using the value, and this was like the main variable to change all the values, and I just set it to the coordinate, which was what it didn't want me to do. Okay, let's make an animal attack. One thing I don't like about this is that they actually build it for you, really. Don't start from scratch like 0. But I mean, I guess it takes the time out of it, I guess. But preferably, I think it's better for just like, I guess, muscle memory, or just getting it down with your own hands, just making shapes. It doesn't have to be perfect, just making it, I guess. It gives you more practice. Okay. So, you make lots of animals in this variable code. A bunny, a bear, and what other animals can you make with shapes? Make an animal using the draw command and use variables for numbers past those commands. We do, like we do in the starter code below, you should also use variables and any represent information about your animal. Eyes, can change both. Eyes, and you can change the size of both at once. Once you're done, pick a variable to animate and make. So we gotta make shapes and make an animal using the drawing commands. So basically we're just making I don't know what we're making. But let's do triangle. I don't know. Let's see where this shows. Change. Okay, let's smooth this. So let's change. That's right. actually move this. Ah. Okay. Let's make these X's closer. So it's like 225. Let's make this an even number. Just move the X. There you go. That's good enough. I mean, okay, and we're just gonna copy this code. Actually, we'll just make variables for it, which I should have done. Triangle. I'm not putting in values right now, but so two plus me, I guess. Alright, I'll just type in. Honestly, I'll just make it make it shorter. Okay, so let's replace these. So one, 20. What? Animal size is not defined. It's not defined. Oh, variable. Okay, let's see a reapproach. Let's start over. That was not the move. So let's just add some eyes. What is body of X? So we want to. Let's see. Let's look around. So times, it looks like, what was it like? So 19 over 20. Okay, first, let's actually just make it. We'll just make the creature. Sure. Okay. I know there's definitely a variable eye size. So that goes to 10. Alright. So these two are separate. That's more of a coordinate, coordinate, and these are size related. So these will be with the Alright, this took a long time to like I didn't want to waste all your guys' time, so it took me a while, so it still doesn't work quite right. Like I kinda got that proportional, but I don't know, I don't really know how to do this very well, but the X doesn't work. It kinda works. I got some of the things to work, but not all of them. The Y works better. But anyways, this is what I got down. If you find any tips what I'm doing wrong or anything, please leave them in the comment section.